Hi guys, welcome back to Allotment Diggers. Well, it's the 20th of October today, 2024. Where's this storm, Ashley? I ask you. We've got blue skies, sunshine, no wind, no rain. However, earlier this morning it was raining and it was a washout on the car boots. All the antiques and collectors fairs are all shut. So I couldn't get any wonderful coins that I like to buy each week. I had ordered some. They will be at the end of the week. Next week you'll be able to see what I bought. I bought Strike Your Owns, and I'll show you them at the end of the next week. But yeah, where's this 70-80 mile an hour gust of wind and the rain we're supposed to be having here today? Now I don't know if it's gonna pick up a bit later. I've got no idea, but it's quite nice at the moment, and we've had a couple of days where it's been nice, and we've had a lot of it where it's been absolutely hammering it down. Fortunately, them days I was in the hospital, so it didn't matter. Met Mike from Putting Along in the chest clinic. I think that was on Tuesday. He was waiting to see the practitioner. I walked straight into her office, 3/4 of an hour having a natter with her. And off I went. I think he might have been next. I couldn't say, because she walked me out. she come to get me. She says, "You're an hour early, Mark. Come on, let's get you sorted." And yeah, all the girls in that unit, I know them all. And as soon as they see me, it's, "Oh, Mark, it's your turn now." That's what they say. In other words, "Come on, let's get you done first." Oh yeah. It's not what you know, it's who you know, I suppose. And yeah, they're a great crew at that hospital as well. And they're helping to keep me doing my videos. That's the main thing. Moving on from that, like I say, it's been hectic this week. I got a kick in the teeth with my car. I mean, remember when I had that blowout and I changed the wheel? Well, what I didn't do was put a cable tie on my car. Let me show you what I mean. Well, that kind of sucks. Lost one of my wheel trims. I've just gone and bought them ones, slightly different to the ones what are on them. Unbelievable. That just cost me 30 quid. And if someone, you know what's going to happen now? Someone's going to turn around and say, "Mark, I found your wheel trim." And if you do, you better not tell me. Like I say, it just cost me 30 quid. Unbelievable. Just come to this forget what it's called. It's here in Eccles, just before the Humpback Bridge. In the car park at the back. But, Motor World, that's what it's called. Anyway, I'm gonna get back home and get these on, and I'm gonna get some cable ties and gonna fasten the buggers on because I can't be doing with them coming off again. I'll just put the new wheel trims on them, and they look quite nice, the car. I wish I didn't have to do it. It just cost me like 30 quid for a set of bloody wheel trims because one of them flew off this morning. I'd never seen where it went, otherwise I wouldn't have spent 30 quid. I would have chased after the bugger and got it. But yeah, these hubcaps seem to be a damn sight better as well. Anyway, I'll throw these in my bin, get rid of them. And I've actually put cable tie around them so they're not going to come off again until I get a punch on, which is going to be a pain in the backside. But I'm going to leave the cable ties in the car, so when that does happen, they'll be able to replace them straight away. So annoying. Yeah, I lost the bloody wheel trim, couldn't find it, so I had to go and buy a new set. I'm surprised actually. There was only 30 quid or £20, £29.99 it cost. I was surprised it cost that. I was thinking 80 to 100 quid for a new set of wheel trims, but no, we got them, and they're quite nice. And I made sure this time the cable ties on the bugger. It's when we had the blowout, I took the thing off and I never put a cable tie, so that was a quite expensive mistake to make. All it would have took was putting another cable tie of what, 20p. And I could have saved myself 30 quid. But yeah, it is what it is, unfortunately. So we got back here, and we got back here to, well, there was no sign of blood or anything. It could have been an abattoir when we got back here on the front of the plot just outside it. Let me just show you. Come down here to utter carnage. Looks like a kestrel's been at it. Feathers there. Got feathers there. And that's what happens with kestrels. They pluck them, take all the feathers out of them, and then they fly away to their nest and eat the bird. It looks like they've killed a wood pigeon there, a young wood pigeon. Not complaining, but as you can see, it's not looking good. There's no carcass. If it would have been buttercup, there would have been loads left. But no, it's plucked it and buggered off with it. Shocking. So we had buttercup on the roof up here, and just at the side here we had all them feathers all everywhere. I knew it wasn't buttercup who's killed this. It looked like it was a wood pigeon. It could only have been the kestrel or the sparrowhawk, and I'm going more on the lines of sparrowhawk, because I see it quite a lot in that tree, one of these trees here. And what they do, they take all the feathers out of them, then they fly away with the bird, and then they eat it elsewhere. And Buttercup was watching what was going on there when I turned up. I thought, oh well, that's great. The feathers are blown away now, thankfully. But this week I decided to do yet another bed, topping it up with some of my beautiful compost. It's a combination of chicken manure and horse manure, and it's well rotted down, and we had to dig it out, and we've got to keep digging it until we until we get down to the base, so I can build my others, or my other put my IVC there, and there's so much work still to do. But before I do it, I have to dig it out. So we was going with plan A, where we was going to put some compost into where the burning bin is. When I come to move the burning bin, it was too heavy, so I thought we'll go with plan B, which was just down here, and put the compost into this bed. So I've got a sequence of clips here I'm going to show you now. You get to see Roland Rat. He's not looking all that good, to be quite honest with you. He was looking a bit down and out when you see him. But we're going to speed the camera up in places, and we'll show you what we've done. I think we put 360 litres of compost into that bed. So today we're back at digging this compost bin out. I've got my wheelbarrow, my buckets, my shovel, I've got my gloves, my flask, and where we're going to be putting the compost, we're going to be putting some into the bed here, which has got the burning bin. Obviously I'm going to have to take the burning bin out, and we're going to have to take there's a paving stone there. It's only half full, so I should be able to lift it out no problem. And then we'll throw some compost in here. I'll put the paving stone back in the bin back, because I still want to do some burning. And the other bed I want to do is up here. With the sun being so low down, it doesn't get this part doesn't get the light very much. But I want to stick some compost in here as well, if I can. But I don't want to jump ahead of myself. What I really want to do is the bed down there. So that's the plan. We got the sun up there, and this week's going to be a tough week, because I'm back in hospital all week. I'm having injections. I've got to go and see specialists and everything. So I'm not going to have much time down on the plot as I would have liked. But we will be trying to stick some compost in here. I'm going to be sticking some daffodils what my mate George has given me. I'm going to be putting them into this bed around the fruit bushes. So that's the plan. Right, let's crack on with it. So there's shadows and everything all over here, but what we're going to do, we're going to get in there and start digging some of this compost out. Here we go. So we've cleared all the bits out of it. What we found the skull of a rat. These are the ones we poisoned over the years, and yeah, that's the skull. So there might be a few bones in there, but even so, they're all going to get thrown onto my beds now. But yeah, I think it's a deceased rat, so it's not going to bite me. Get this over there, get it into one of the beds, and we'll be good to go. So let's have at it. I think what we're going to do, we're going to burn the rubbish what's inside there. We're going to go with plan B, and that's the bed down there we're going to fill up first. So let's move down there. So we're going with plan B, and we're going to do this bed first. So I'm going to get my wheelbarrow, and I'm going to pour the compost into here. So I'll probably put 5 or 6 barrows into, maybe 5 barrows into this bed. So we'll go and get the first barrow and tip it, and then what we'll do, we'll spread it around, and later on in the week, maybe or maybe next week, we'll put some daffodils into it. So let's go and get the compost. I don't know how the hell these get into the beds, but they belong on the path. Right, we got the first barrow in place, but the thing is I've got to be careful where my astilbe is. However, I don't think it'll do too bad if I put an inch or so on top of it. But there's the first barrow, so we will be back with an update. Well, one more barrow in the bed, then we can level it all out. It's hard work, guys. Real hard work. think we're going to have a coffee break, and we'll get the last barrow sorted out, and then we'll spread the compost around the bed. So, a few more barrows and then we're done here, and we can spread this compost around this bed. Well, we've covered the bed back, the compost bin back up. I've got my 6 wheelbarrow, so that's 12 30-litre buckets. 360 litres we're spreading onto the bed with the gooseberries and the blueberry. Later on in the year, later on in the week, I'll probably end up sticking daffodils in. But that's the last barrow. I say we're all tidied here now. I put all the bits into the burning bin. We'll get rid of that shortly. Got to get my gloves up there, left them up there. Right, anyway. We get over to the other side of the plot, and we get this compost spread around in the beds. Well, I'm going to put my last last wheelbarrow down this side here, then we can spread everything around the bed. Now then, you're not going to be seeing me doing all this, but we are going to spread it. Got my rake here, and it's simple. So there we go, 360 litres of beautiful compost has been tipped into that bed, and we'll get the daffodils in there shortly. So I'm going to put my wheelbarrow and my rake away now, and have a drink of coffee. I think I deserve it. So the compost is in there. You're going to see later on in the video, we're going to be putting, I've got some daffodils which my mate George gave me. You'll see them later on in the video. But yeah, Roland Rat, he didn't look too good, did he? He looked a bit like Yorick. I knew him so well. I was looking hoping to find me skull. I've got this plastic skull in that compost bin. I've not found it, so someone's probably pinched it. But I used to have this like plastic skull. It looked real as well. When people look in and go, oh, what the hell's going on? And yeah, I've not found it yet, but there was one in there. But yeah, that bed is it's got a real good, nice thick layer of compost in there, and what'll happen is the worms will drag all that nutrients down in around my bushes, my gooseberries and my blueberry, and it'll feed them. You can't do like with others. You can't just dig them up the next year, throw a load of fertiliser, and then put the thing back. Because if you do that, you just damage the root system. So you've got to do it another way. Putting horse manure on the top, the worms will drag the nutrients into the ground as well. But we will be back to that bed because I've got to do a bit of pruning. Once all the leaves are off the trees, we're going to do some pruning in there and to tidy up all the branches which cross each other. We're going to cut them out, and it should look absolutely wonderful. We've got to build. There's a few more jobs still to do on the front of the plot. However, I am promised other people I'll do other things. Good God, we were at it again this week. My mate Mike, he wants the base for his greenhouse. He's got all the gear but no idea, and he asked me would I build him a new base and mount the greenhouse up for him. So that's what I did. Unfortunately for me, I didn't realise all my bloody batteries on my jigsaw were all flat. I had a rip saw in my hand. I was cutting through wood which was so saturated, it was a nightmare. I didn't have any wax that I could rub on the blade to make it any easier, so that was fun doing that. I ended up sticking my screwy gun into my thumb here. That was enjoyable. I had one or two people pop over right in the crucial parts where I'm showing you what I'm doing. I couldn't use them clips because obviously YouTube, if you don't want to be on YouTube, you can't put them on YouTube, and so we had to work around that. One of the lengths of wood what he had was too short, so I brought a scaffolding board over. We chopped it to size, then realised that the bloody scaffolding board they're not scaffolding boards, they're bigger boards. So there was an inch bigger, these ones what he's got, so I had to piece the board. And anyway, we made the frame, we got the frame, and we got it all mounted. I'm going to run these a few clips just to give you an idea what we were doing. Unfortunately, I couldn't show you most of it because of people turning up and just basically ruining the video. It's difficult when you're doing these things on the allotment. You're always going to have someone, what are you doing? You don't want to listen to that. And then they start swearing, so you know, it's one of them. Anyway, let's run the clip and show you what we're doing. Here we are on my mate's plot. I've got to stop doing this because I'm not even getting my work done on my plot at the moment. And it turns out he's got 4 planks, but one of them's not long enough for the length. We got the width, but we haven't got the length, so he's got one there, and I just brought this one over of mine so he can actually get his base on. So I've got to cut all the wood. So I'm going to get my jigsaw, my drills and my screws, and hopefully the rain will keep off. And then what we'll do is, once we've got the frame, once we've got them all cut to size, and then I can start screwing it up, and maybe get someone to just drop the greenhouse on the base, and then I can screw that down as well. Oh God, here comes Buttercup. So I've got to deal with her as well on top of all that, and I know what's going to happen. As soon as I start, I'm going to have someone turn up, and I won't be able to do any recording. So I'm doing all the preliminaries. I can't even say the word. Oh, by the way, I've got a severe toothache, and it's in my jaw, and it's driving me nuts. So we're dealing with that as well. So I'm going to get my jigsaw, I'm going to get my tape measure and what have you, and then we'll get cutting these to the right size. So we'll be back in moments, and we'll get stuck into this. Knew it. All the batteries are all flat. For God's sake. So what I've got to do now is cut a piece of wood (65 millimetre), put it there and then slide that screw. So I've got the length, because these ain't scaffolding boards that I first assumed they were. So the job's now taking a drastic action, but once I've cut 65 million, joined it to the end of this piece of wood, then we can move on with what we're doing. But I just cannot believe I'm having to do it. Unbelievable. So yeah, cut a 65 milli off here just to fill that gap in. Shocking. I don't know if you can see this very clear, the sun's shining right in my face here, but we've had to piece the corner. Now this board that is what it's been using, it isn't scaffolding board. So I've gone and chopped one of my own scaffolding boards up, thinking I could use it to piece it up. And well, as you can see, I've had to improvise and put a piece in the corner over there so it matches up, because it's like an inch too small, the bloody scaffolding. Anyway, we're going to screw it down now, and it's up to Mike what he does after that. I'll make sure I've squared it up so the base is square. If I can find someone on here, we might even put the greenhouse on top of it, just to see how it sits. Right, anyway, I'm going to screw it down. I've got my screws, screwy guns. That is perfectly square, but needs to sit on the paving stones. Just measure again, make sure it still stays square. That is perfectly square, that. I say I just need a lift with the greenhouse to lift it on. It's not heavy, it's just it needs 2 people. What I'm going to do now is drill some holes in the base along here so I can just put some screws in. So that's what I'm going to do. Then if I can get someone to give me a lift to drop it on the frame, then I'll put it on the frame. Other than that, it's just going to have to stay until I can get it on the frame, but I will drill holes around the perimeter. Well, we've got the greenhouse there. It's got the holes in the base to put onto here. This has all been squared up. I've built this is all made. I'm absolutely shocked that it's not scaffolding boards. I've gone and chopped one of my own scaffolding boards up to make the bit up which needed to be made up there, and what's happened is I've had to improvise by cutting a small piece and piecing it in, and that end, it's only there but it won't matter, to get the frame the right size. Now all I need now is someone to help me. Buttercup's running away because she must have thought I was gonna ask her, but I need this now to be dropped onto the frame, and I can't do it on my own. It's like I say, it's not heavy, it's just it needs 2 people to lift it. So this is where we're at the moment, and there's not a soul on the allotment. It's ridiculous, it is. Absolutely ridiculous. Saturday morning. Can hear them playing football over there. She might as well just go over there and play bloody football with them all. But there's not a single soul on. Well, there's someone down there, but he's in his 80s, and I can't ask him to kill himself trying to help me, and I know he would help me as well. But anyway, I'll find someone before we're done, and we'll get it on this frame. Watch this space, guys. Well guys, as you can see, we've got the greenhouse mounted. All I've got to do now is just screw these to the base of this frame. And then that's the end of it. So as you can see, we've got the greenhouse mounted here. It's flush on the paving stones. That gap there is terrible. That's what he told me, to leave it like that. He said he can get the glass in there, so well, let him put the bloody glass in. We screwed the greenhouse now to the base. You probably can see it's all flush along the bottom here. He's going to put paving stones down the centre, and he's going to do something like I've done in my middle greenhouse, where I've got like two raised beds all the way down both sides. So I think he needs the wood to do that. I just noticed there he was talking about he needed some small bits of glass to go in these slats here. I said, oh, I've got a few of them, and his eyes like lit up like little lamps in a tunnel. Now I realise why I should have realised now when I said I've got him, what he'll be tapping me up for bloody glass next to go to sort the two broken ones there. I'll sort them out for him. I've got them there. They're on the next to the chickens, so we'll dig them out and then he can put them in. Might as well do the job proper. He hasn't mounted it. It hasn't been screwed down to the base, to the paving stones yet, because I reckon he's going to have to move it, because he ain't going to get them bloody glass in there. He reckons he can, but I will be mounting it to the base eventually. But as you can see how the frame sits onto the wood, it's perfect all the way down the edges, and that's how I built it. So all the weight is on the wood. It's square from corner to corner. It's square. I did put my spirit level on it earlier, just to make sure it's level, it's not twisted, and well, we're done. Anyway, I'm going to head over there now for a nice cup of coffee. I'll send him a picture and say, two fairies built you a base for your greenhouse. I wish I could get hold of the two fairies to sort my bloody tooth out. It's killing me, I tell you. Right, anyway, moving on to the next job. So as I was coming on this morning, I just saw him for the first time since we did it, and he says, "You've done a fantastic job there, mate. What do I owe you?" I said, "You owe me nothing." He said, "Come on, what do I owe?" I said, "You owe me nothing." It just winded me up. When people ask me what do I owe me, it winds me up. I said, "Did it for a favour, you know. I didn't do it for anything." He said, "Well, what about the screws and what have you?" So I had hundreds of screws. There's not a problem. Don't worry about it. So I left him scratching his head, and I'm happy to help. That's the main thing. Anyway, moving on from that, we was back over here, and I decided, my mate George, he gave me a bag of daffodils, and I will come and get them. I said, "Oh, they're all right. I might pinch them off you." He says, "Take them." I said, "I'm only joking." He says, "No, take them." I said, "I've got nowhere to put them." I says, "No," he says, "Take them. You can have them." I said, "If you don't take them, I'm going to throw them in the bin." So I said, "Okay, I'll take them." "Are you going to throw them in the bin?" He says, "Yeah, we're going to throw them away. I can't put them anywhere." So I took them, and you're going to see me planting them now into the bed what we've been putting all that compost in. So let's show you what we did. Well, guys, this morning I've got a load of daffodils here which George gave me. Clearly he got more than he needed, and he's given me a pack of them. These are from, I think these was from B&Q. I'm looking at the price there, 2 for 16 quid, so 9 quid a pack. So we got all these bulbs, and what I've got over here is it's an old shovel angle, and I'm using it to make the holes, the drill. And then what we'll do is we'll drop these into the holes and then cover them up. Buttercup, she's just going over to where Rick is. There she is, heading over that way. She'll be mithering in for an hour, so hopefully I'll get something done here in tray sales, or they might be going, I don't know. but it's absolutely lovely today. So that's what we're doing. So I'll show you quickly. See them there. So we're planting them a good 5-6 inches, using that tape as a guide, and it's basically do that, random holes. Right, anyway, I'll come back when we come to getting the rake out and raking it all flat again. All these little divots have got daffodils in all the way around. Now they're being pushed right down to the base of the hole. We'll go all the way around. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to get me little rake which I've got over there, and we're just going to cover them up, and then in a few months time we'll start seeing daffodils coming up here. So there we go, guys. Using that made the job so much easier. However, I'm thinking I might repurpose this to make an handle for the shovel. So watch this space. So we filled all the holes in on the daffodils. There must have been about 80 daffodils there. Buttercup kept out the way. She's been a good girl. She's just behind the camera. In fact, she's doing a bit of sunbathing, as you can see. Doing a bit of preening. But yeah, this bed's all done now. So I'm just going to put my toys away and pat myself on the back and consider this another job. Ticked off the list of many jobs I've still to do. So we've done a fantastic job. They're all in there. It was fun doing it up to a point. The weather's been tough all week. It's beautiful now though. I just can't understand where's Storm Ashley. Absolutely beautiful skies all the way around. Crazy. Gentle breeze. Where's these 70-mile-an-hour gust of wind, BBC? What are you playing at? You can't trust the bloody news anymore, can you? But yeah, this week we've got a few jobs done. I'm going to get off an hour. I'm going to do a bit of editing. I'll get the video up a bit later on tonight. Sometime in the week we'll get these garlics sorted out. All week, by the way, I've been dealing with this toothache. It's 2 teeth here are cracked. I ain't got a dentist. Apparently I went to speak to the dentist, which did me teeth. Took a tooth out about 3-4 months ago, pulled it out. I went to go back to him, and apparently I'm not on the register, so they've had a purge and kicked everybody off. I wonder why they've done that. I wonder who they're going to stick in my place. But yeah, so I've got this thumping headache, tooth killing me. But we did all what you saw with the toothache. And now I'm going to try to force myself to eat some Gary Linekers that I've got here, because I've had nothing to eat yet. I'd love to show you the coins as well, what we bought this week, but they're on order, they're coming. I've got 1 or 2 with some lustre on, pennies, and I bought the Strike Your Own. A couple of the guys posted, did you get any of them Atlantic salmon? Well, yeah, I got 10. And it was off a friend of mine, Eddie, who has a stall in the Bolton. Well, he's normally in all the collectors' fairs, and he got a £250 bag of them from his friend who runs a post office, and he gives her a few quid, and she gives him the bag, and there was £250 of them Atlantic giants in that bag, and he was selling them in it was about 4 months ago. He was selling them in I think he wanted about, he wanted 4 quid. I said, I'll give you 3 quid and I'll take 10. He says, since it's you, yeah, because you buy a lot off me, yeah, you can have them for 3 quid. So I got 10 for 30 quid. So yeah, he went on all. I started to see what was happening with them as well. I thought, oh, I'm going to go and see if I can get some more of them. Anyway, I bumped into him again. I said, have you got any more of them Atlantic salmon 50 pieces? I sold them all. So they sold like hotcakes. Everyone was buying them off me. So I sold 100 to one guy. I said, what do you sell them for? I said, 400 quid. So he took 100. Says, a bargain. So I got a great deal. I said, 400 quid. Woohoo! Anyway, when we found out the mintage figures, that there's only 200,000 and they're selling for like over 100 quid each. So he had a £50,000 bag of coins, and he basically sold them for 2 grand. Absolute crazy, isn't it? And I've not seen him since since I asked him did he have any. So when I see him, I said, "Got any more of them Atlantic giant 50p's?" and look into his eyes. I better watch you don't get a left duck. If he burst into tears, which I probably would have done, yeah, yeah, he had £250, but he had 500 of them. 500 of them Atlantic Giants, 50p's, and they're selling 100 quid and more on eBay at the moment. 50 grand he had. If I was him, I'd be feeling physically sick right now. However, I'm quite happy because I've got 10. And it's the 2023 without the privy mark, which is the one, the rare one. Not the 2023 with the privy mark, and it's not the 2024 without the privy mark. Them two coins, you don't want the 24 without the privy mark, and you don't want the 23 with the privy mark. You want the 23 without the privy mark. That's the one, which is the rare one. However, I have seen the ones with the privy marks and the other ones selling for 50-60 quid each. The strike your owns are selling for 60-70 quid each as well. So who's to say what the others are worth? But yeah, I have got some Atlantic Giants. You may have seen them in one of my videos which I post up. But anyway, next week we'll show you what we got from when the stuff comes in the post, and plus the collectors and antiques fairs are on next week, so we should have we should do okay. I'll be able to fill my boots again. Right, it's onwards and upwards. Come on, Buttercup, chop chop. I'm gonna go and look at this bloody pants. I'm going to eat my Gary Linekers here now, have a swig of coffee. I can't say, got sunshine up here, it's beautiful. I'm not going to turn the camera off, guys. Like I say, it's the 20th of October today. Let's get the camera out here. Well, it's a bit windy. It's only just picked up that wind, but look at that. Oh God, I can't see. So that's about 3-4 mile an hour, that wind. It's not blowing a hula. You look at the trees there, they're fine. So there you go, guys. Weathermen have got it wrong again. Catch you later. Goodbye for now.